everybody. It's me, Rachel, the palm reader, yet again. Thanks for joining us here on SPTV. And I hope that you subscribe to the channel and that you share it and that you look me up. That is my actual moniker there, Rachel G. Palmistry. You can find me all over the place. On Instagram, Facebook, even on TikTok of all places. But if you have any questions about the readings you receive from me, please feel free to contact me and I will follow up with you and explain whatever you have questions about. Then also, I ask that you also become a patron of SPTV, Spiritual Psychics TV, by using PayPal instead of Patreon to keep this, well, a free system for people such as yourselves, because these readings are free for everybody through your donations, support, love. Let's spread the love, everybody, right? So tonight I am going to be reading poems. That's what I do. Been doing it for quite a while now. And how do we do that? Well, the hand that you write with, and I do mean write with, the one that you use to sign your name. I know a lot of people don't really write anymore, but you understand what I mean. Your dominant hand, like for me, it's my right hand. You will take a picture with your cell phone of your palm from the wrist all the way to the outside tips of every finger, flat, just like that. And then you can send that in to Richard, Mr. P, the producer. And I'm sure he's posting an email that you can send that photo to, and I will go ahead and give you a palm reading, okay, if we get to it. Sometimes I just yammer on and we run out of time, unfortunately. But I also have cards, so it's whatever I really feel like pulled to do for you as my client for this evening. So I have an oracle deck and I also have a tarot card deck. Now, they would be a one-card reading, so I like to call those mini readings. Now, let me explain something about my palmistry, and I always do this every time I come on here in case you've never seen my type of reading style before, okay? It's not that, like, you brought this up before, Richard. It's not that, like, you know, there's going to be a 6'5" tall, dark-haired man knocking on your door at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and a blue truck go by honk 5 times and you're going to win the lottery. Not like that. This is more like about your soul, your energy, where it's been, past life, yes, past life, present, future, also your past within your current life, and the things that you are going to be facing moving forward on a soul and energy level. You understand? So it's a little deep. Some find it very intense. Some find it even a little uncomfortable. So if you have certain aspects about yourself, you know, I obviously do have a filter and I know when to just, you know, just not say it. But if there's something that would make you feel uncomfortable being online out here on the internet, because this is YouTube, everybody, then I suggest that you request a card. Yes, I'm being very honest with you in that, okay? Because this is not one of those, like, you know, 3 o'clock, as I said, 3 o'clock, a blue truck's going to go by, you're going to win the lottery, someone's going to ask you to marry you when you are 32 and all that kind of stuff, okay? This is about your soul, kind of like a soul path, soul energy, and what your needs are in order to live your best life. That's how I approach it. And if you are curious about the style that I use, it's kind of an amalgamation of a ton of different methods. There's a little bit of Chinese in there. There's a little bit of Native American. There's obviously a lot of Hinduism thrown in there. And there's also Aristotelian thrown in there. Yes, as in Aristotle, the Greek philosopher. And I am a philosophy junkie, as my family likes to say. So that's where I get my style from. So, is there anybody here that I can say hi to? Loads. There's loads of people. Hi, Steph. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you again. Hi, Allison. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Loretta Rose, Miss Loretta Rose, happy you made it. Hey, Sarah, hi to see you. First time here. See, I'm happy I explained that. I'm happy I explained that for you then, Sarah. Yeah. Hello, Kelly. Good to see you. I remember your name. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for your well wishes. Thank you on my personal page. Hi, Glennis. Nice to see you. Hi, Jenna. Thank you for joining us tonight. So nice to have everybody here. Oh, I might ruin your name here. Bear with me. Stacha? Don't sue me. Don't hold it against don't hold it against me. But you got a lovely sunflower there. Hi, Princess Aquarius. Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. Hello, Bethany. Hi, Bethany. Hi, Dean. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for saying that. Hi, Deborah. Oh, look at the mug on that dog. Oh, what a sweetie. No. Hi, Ivy May. I remember you. I hope the last reading I gave you helped. Say or stay sha. There we go. This is like where you get the bell and the cup and the, you have to use the little diagrams for me. Okay. All right. Jenna, I'm happy I explained everything about how I do my readings. There's a lot of first timers here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, do I have to, Richard? Allison. All right. Ooh, wow. Okay, Allison. First off, you have a really, really amazing hand. And I say that a lot of times, but, well, I've been doing this for so long because I find the hand fascinating. So maybe I should come up with something new to say. I don't know. But anyway, you do have a fascinating hand, Allison, right off the bat. The wateriness, the give in your hand, all of the line work. Oh, I don't bite. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got this, Allison. It's her first time reading your poem. Yes, please move that down for me a little bit. Thank you. So, all right. Thank you, Richard. Okay. All righty. So, as I said, Allison, I don't bite. I've just, been keeping Richard in his place. That's all, right? Oh, that's going to come back to haunt me. But anyway. Okay. So with your hand, Allison, you have the hand of an ancient soul. You do. You truly, truly do. I don't even have to look at the side of your hand. This is where I get out my trusty, funky little pen, right? So we can look, has a little rose quartz on it. Now, on here, right? This is your lifeline. This line that goes down here, okay? Now, how to tell if you are an ancient soul, meaning that you have been reincarnated many, many times, is to look over here. Follow that lifeline around to the knuckle of the index finger, which is Jupiter, aka Zeus. Now, the line work on your hand, this is your current life, okay? Says that everything that you have experienced throughout your life so far, you are here to learn. You are here to give back. You are here to apply all of that wisdom. And in some cultures, the type of hand that you have is actually, you could look it up, but this is exactly what it's called. It's called the hand of a prophet. I didn't come up with that name, okay? So nobody panic. But if you do your research and you do dive into palmistry, that's what they will call the type of hand that you have. Now, why do they say that? Well, first off, there are 4 main types of hand shapes, okay? One for each major element. There's earth, air, water, and fire. You have a combination of this watery give, fleshiness of your hand, right? Your entire hand means that you are a natural born empath. You absorb everything. You are experiencing everything. You probably get overwhelmed very, very easily, and you feel like you need to recharge all of the time. I get it, okay? That's because your palm itself is a water palm. And your fingers are also water, but they're a combination of earth as well, okay? Richard, what are you doing? I told you, Richard. Okay. So, with a combination of a water hands are the most intuitive, the most empathic, the most psychic, I don't want to say the wisest, but they definitely, definitely are constantly trying to stay afloat on a sea of emotion. Constantly. And I love to use that line, a sea or an ocean of emotion, right? Because water in palmistry and in cards and the tarot and everything is the equivalent to emotion. Water, emotion, okay? And to have that shape of your palm, which is closest to your heart, and all of the line work that you have, you also have something very interesting on your hand, which was actually the first thing that I saw, other than the type of hand that made you have a prophet type hand. And I don't mean Profit. I mean the type of learned hand that can teach others, okay? Now, you have 3 main lines on your hand. 95% of the entire population of the planet do, okay? And those 3 lines are never going to change. It's a scientific fact. You can look it up. They're on you when you're in the womb. Now, the top line that goes across, right, that is the relationship line. The middle line, meaning the second line that goes across, right? It's kind of hard to do this. But that line, that's called the wisdom line. Then this, obviously, as I said, is called the lifeline. Now, do you see how on my hand, I'll use my hand, I hate to use it, but right here, my wisdom line and my lifeline touch. That means for me, Allison, that's where I was actually born. Came out of the womb. Boom, that's where I was born. Now take a look at your hand. You don't have that. Not everybody has the type of hand that you have, Allison. What your hand means is that something happened and it would show up in your non-dominant hand, meaning for you, your left hand. Something happens to you that kind of made you not be able to complete whatever your soul mission or what you really were there to do in life. You couldn't complete it. And so a higher authority gave you an innate ability, a gift, to come into this world and right away know right from wrong, yes from no. This to just kind of know, automatically be able to see how things are going to work out without really being told all the details. And that is a gift, because you still need to complete what you started out in your past life. So, what is that, you might say? Well, first off, let's look at your fingers. Your fingers. This is Jupiter, okay, aka Zeus. This is Saturn. This is Apollo. And this is Mercury. And we are in Mercury retrograde right now, everybody. So don't panic. A lot of astrologers panic. All it means is that you are going to have to make sure that you go above and beyond when you explain things to people. That's all it means, okay? Now, the shape of your fingers, like I said, are earthy and watery. If water is the most intuitive and empathic and emotion and psychic, right? Then what's earth? Those are the givers, the nurturers, the caretakers, okay? Now, looking at your fingers, do you notice that there is a space? Here, I'll go like that so you can see it. You have kind of like the Vulcan hand, right? You have a space in between Apollo and Saturn, which means that there is a part of you that hasn't touched base and found that. I will say this, Allison, and I mean nothing against it, but it's just for lack of a better term coming into my head, but that reason to be, right? You have so much untapped gift and information in you to give to others and to help others with. You really, really do. And you have the ability, self-esteem. Look at Zeus, that's what he stands for, the width of Zeus, right next to Saturn, meaning that you have the ability to get it done. But why are you hesitating? You're hesitating because of the placement of Apollo and Mercury. Apollo, he's the expressive one. He communicates, but he expresses himself. So he, instead of saying, it's raining out, he will say it's so dreary and gloomy. He doesn't really get straight to the point. He's about getting things off of his chest. So there's self-care and creativity in this finger, okay? And Mercury, the backbone, very basic black and white communicator that would tell Apollo to shut up. It's just raining. Because that's the attitude that Mercury has, okay? But you have that division. So that is what you are up against. You are up against that. And I will tell you why. Because there are people in your current life that you knew from a past life. And that's seen right underneath Saturn. Do you see all of those lines underneath Saturn touching your relationship line? And you even have offshooting lines underneath Jupiter, which means that there's a part of you that had that had a taste of success, almost grabbed success. But these people, Saturn, when they show up in this area of the hand, those particular people are the ones that are like, it's either me or the highway. You do it my way or you don't do it all because I know what's right and you don't know anything. Those are seen on your hand. You need to start believing in you. You have this hand, this energy, this empathy, which is seen in this part of your hand, all of these markings, all of this creativity. I'm sorry, Richard? Okay, so I can go on and on, obviously, Allison, but please know I recommend that you do some kind of meditation to help you kind of soul search, and whether it be some kind of sound frequency help. I mean, I love sound meditation. You can find that on YouTube as well, on Spotify, different apps, for things like that, to help you hone into getting past this almost like intimidation factor, because you have a lot of things that have happened in your life that kind of make you trepidatious to step out there and just stand on your own. You can do it. You are smarter and you are wiser than a lot of people. And I'm not just saying that. Your hand is very unique and you should be very proud of who you are and of who you've become. Then write down the messages that you do get in your meditation and start incorporating sound frequency. Okay? Okay, Allison. Richard is, I'm going to blame Richard for everything. I'm in a mood. But Allison, it was an honor. Thank you. I wish I had more time. I really do. I wish I had more time. But thank you, Allison. It was an honor. Thank you. Sarah Caswell. Okay. Sarah. All right. Is there any way we can bump the contrast a little, Richard, please? Perfect. Thank you. Oh, that's really great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Right away. A few things. pop out. The length of your fingers. The length of your fingers have a very air quality to them, mixed with water, which is a very rare situation. I like your little smiley face there, Sarah. Now, air mixed with water is like a really strange combination. That's why it's so rare, okay? Because water, as I said, is that very, emotion driven, almost like the sponge of the whole gamut of type of hands, right? Very empathic, intuitive. Whereas I'm not saying that air isn't. I'm saying that air is misunderstood. Because think about the quality of air. It can push the sails in the ship in reverse to keep it back at shore, or it can propel it forward and push it away, or it can decide not to blow at all. So to have that mixed with water is almost like a fail-safe, and I will tell you why. The type of palm that you have, you are also intuitive, but you have a very square palm, as you can see, very angular down here, right? Very, very angular, which is also a combination between fire and earth. So the soul that you are, the person who you are underneath everything that people do not get to see, is somebody that has to practice self-care. But your fingers just keep propelling you and making you help people, and they will come to you and they will say, hey Sarah, hey Sarah, hey Sarah, and you will be there. But you have a fail-safe, because they, underneath it all, the vibe that they will get from you before they even get to be introduced to you will be like, wait a minute, I'm not sure about her. And this is a good thing, because as I said, fire and earth. Earth is the caretaker, the nurturer, the giver, constantly supplying nutrients to others, constantly. And fires, they need to be fed or they burn out. That's who you are at the core of your being, because this part is closest to your heart. So people don't really get to see this part of you. But your fingers, you show emotion, you interact with people well, and you also know, because of that air side of you, people will either not approach you. You may have to approach them, but if you make friends, if you allow them into your life, it is a wonderful bond. But I'm going to tell you, you do not have enough bridging lines. And what's a bridging line, Rachel, right? Bridging lines are in between this top relationship line and the second line down, which is the wisdom line. You should have little lines that go back and forth, and those are called bridging lines. And those show deep relationships, meaningful relationships. You do have some, but you do not have a lot. Let more people in. Universe, higher authority, God, whatever your personal beliefs may be, right? Kind of gave your soul a safety net. And that the first thing that people come in contact with are your fingers. They're going to feel that vibe subconsciously. They're going to be like, wait, Sarah, who's Sarah? Wait, what? Before their energy even touches your energy, giving you time with this side of who you are to assess whether or not you are going to let them into your life. Use that to your advantage, and also do something creative. I don't know if it's like, I want to say like something strange, like ceramics, or really getting your hands in something creative, working with your hands. Maybe it's even like bakery kind of work. I don't know, but I see it. And I also feel that it will help you kind of vent whatever frustration you might get from people not just coming up to you and approaching you right away and saying, "Hi, my name is so-and-so." There will be an apprehension because of that air quality to get to know you. Remember that, okay? So put yourself out there in, obviously in a very dignified manner. What I'm saying is, don't shy away from getting to know people and to letting them into your inner circle of friends so that you will have a soul tribe. So let me know how that works for you, because I really do see you working with your hands. That does make sense? Okay. Thank you, Sarah. I hope that helped. And thank you for letting me read your hand. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for your patience as we work out some technical difficulties. Uh, hey, everybody. Richard just informed me if he's receiving photos of hands, okay, but the emails do not match the names of the people who are currently in the chat here live right now. So we have to know who is who. Right. Jenna. Okay. Alrighty. Perfect. Jenna, look at your combination hand. Woo! All right, Jenna, right away. People come to you like crazy, don't they? They rely on you like crazy. They're like, you know what? If I want to make an appointment to get my hair done at 2 o'clock and I just don't, you know, I just can't make it to pick up the kids, I'm sure Jenna will do it. That's the hand that you have. Why do I say that? Well, you have a gift. You have a Saturn gift, meaning that the bad boy finger right here is this. I call him the bad finger. The bad middle finger is Saturn. Okay. Now Saturn is that get it done, Titan god, right? He was the one that, if you don't know your pantheon, your Greek myth, he was the youngest of the Titan gods, the last one to be destroyed, and he was tricked by his children, actually by Zeus. And they rely on him. Oh, Jenna. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. So let me go this way. Let me give you a little advice. Okay? So you don't suffer burnout. Right? Now, the fact that you have such a very large Saturn finger means that people are just going to automatically, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's a subconscious thing. It truly, truly is, all right? And it may not seem that way, but it is. Energy always gets a sense of other people's energy, like a vibe, right? Sorry, I have an itch right there. Excuse me. So, because your Saturn finger is so big, they're just going to be like, let things slide. They're not going to cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and it may drive you up the wall. Okay? Now, why I say that is because this one right here, Jupiter, okay? He's also very, very long on your finger, right? I mean, on your hand. And he has to do with that ego, bravado, self-esteem, that drive, right? So even though Zeus is the one that destroyed Saturn, if you know your Greek myth, the two of them often work together to get things done. They do. And those two fingers happen to be the dominant fingers on your hand. My advice, and you're going to have to go out of your comfort zone here, okay? But you're going to have to start working with these two right here, which is Apollo, the ring finger right here, and also Mercury. They're very long, but obviously they are not dominant fingers on your hand. I always take time to text back. It's overwhelming. Exactly. Okay. Now, Apollo. He is, as I said before, the guy that expresses himself. You're not going to feel like expressing yourself because you are going to be that type A personality. Okay? And given what you're studying, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's no harm, no foul in being a type A personality, right? But these fingers, these qualities, their traits, they're on your hand and they're underdeveloped because you need to work in those areas. You are going to have to take time for you. You have to take time for you. You have to learn how to express yourself. And you are going to have to stand up for you in that black and white terms of saying, I'm not doing it. And this is why I'm not going to do it. Because the people that are around you that have a hand, okay, how I put this? People that have a hand like yours, right? People that their families, their friends, the people that are around them are usually the ones that just, I don't want to say that they're takers, but I just did, okay? Because they feel that strength and that energy on you, okay? And it's not a deliberate thing. I've been doing this for 34 years now. And in 34 years of doing it, and you're an earth hand. Oh, God love you. Okay. Okay. So please, if you feel you cannot go to these people and tell them no, then please, you owe it to yourself to put that angst somewhere. Not carry it on you, right? Don't get fed up and all worked up and torqued up, right? And just carry it and let it fester. Write it down. And if you feel like you don't have privacy, then get an app on your phone and use, what do you call it? A password. Put a password on your phone, and do like a notepad or Microsoft Word or something on your phone and write out what you are thinking. Get that off of you, okay? And you will be surprised. In the future, you may have something worth publishing, obviously changing names. But you might find a creative outlet that will release all of that and will provide you with a world that will give you inner peace, and everybody else that's out there that has similar hand as you, inner peace as well, a new world to live in. And you're only 22 and a Virgo, and you have that hand. God love you. I'm joking with you. I'm joking with you. Actually, my mother and father were both Virgos. 2 married Virgos. All right. All right, you are getting your master's in school psychology. Okay, remember that. Write that stuff down. If you feel you cannot, if you do not have a voice, like the people around you just aren't going to understand why you are angry or why you're so frustrated, don't hold it in. You have to put it somewhere. Promise me. Put it on your computer. If you do have privacy, write it down. Write it. Literally write it down. I do that a lot personally. But and I also use my phone. I use my cell phone. I have a notepad on my phone. So yes, please do yourself a favor and start employing that, okay? And I hope that helped a little, Jenna. Thank you for letting me read your poem. Oh, okay. Oh, Kelly. All right. Kelly Rocket. Is it Rocket or Rocket? Rocket. Yeah. Just 1 second. Working some stuff out. Okay, I will. I got a second. All right. So I'm going to tell you something. I just got a new deck from my sister and my sister's dog. I know, right? I swear he was I don't know what in a past life, depends on what your personal beliefs are. But this is quite a humorous, short little story. He has what some animals have, a stash, right? Whether it be under a chair, a couch, in a corner of a room. But his stash often has crystals, tarot cards, random things like that in it from my sister's house. And she said, why does he have these tarot cards? He had 2 decks of tarot cards in his stash that were all chewed up. And I said, well, let's ask him if he'll pull a card. So she shuffled them. This is true. This is a true story. Richard, everybody. Shuffled them. And I said, his name is Momo. And I said, Momo, will you pull a card for me? And she had it on video messenger. And he lunged really fast and pulled a card out. And so now he is my card reader. Well, apparently, this deck was chosen for me by Momo out of 4 potential card decks. So I'm going to start using this in upcoming readings here, and also on my, private pages, on Facebook and my YouTube channel and things. But they are playing cards that are artists. And I happen to have worked in a museum and know a lot of stories about artists. So it's interesting because the same thing applies. If you know tarot cards, the symbols for tarot cards also apply in playing cards. So I'm working it, Richard. I'm working it, trying. But we are ready, and we are moving on to Kelly. All right. All right, Kelly. Can't see your lifeline very well. Okay. We're working on the contrast, I believe, a little. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Richard. First off, right away, your relationship line. People and your relationship line, remember that's that top line, and your wisdom line. Both of them have a lot of pitting, it's called, meaning they look like almost dot-like, right? Like there will be a deeper spot and then a lighter one, and then a deeper spot, a lighter one, and then there's chaining, meaning little branches and little tiny islands on both lines, okay? Which mean conflict, okay? Now, the interesting thing, though, is that you also, just like, I can't remember her name now, I apologize, but the hand that I did just read, she needed, you have to find those right people to let you be you. We all have to take that pretend presence that we have, right, to get through our day-to-day. We all have the right to just let that, just take that off, let it down, and be ourselves. And on your hand, you don't have lines in between your relationship and your wisdom line, which means that you just have not found those people that you can share your ideologies with yet. And I say yet because your relationship line is very, very deep, even though it has that pitting, okay? And so is your wisdom line. It's also very, very deep. Deeper at the beginning than it is toward the end of it. The end is actually out here, okay? So, my advice to you, based on your fingers and also the placement of your thumb, which I'll get to in a second, don't lower your standards to fit in. Don't do it, Kelly. You may feel like you are the one that has to change. Don't do it. You are just as valuable and valid, your opinions, your beliefs, who you are, as everybody else out here on this planet. You are, okay? It's just that you have not found those right people at the moment. Now, why do I say that? Because up through the center of your hand, it's going to go like this, okay? Like this. You should have something called a presence line. And I don't mean a present like a gift. I mean like that presence that I told you about, right? That people just kind of know you for, right? And it actually starts all the way up here. You don't have that. But if you look, it slowly, slowly deepens the older you get, doesn't it? So you are on the right path. You are. But the fact that your wisdom line kind of lightens means that right now you're feeling a little bit like, maybe I just need, maybe it's me. And it's not you, Kelly. It's not. It's not. Now also, the shape of your hand. I love the placement of Jupiter versus Saturn on with the knuckles here. If you notice, Jupiter is set so much lower into your hand. So at the core of who you are, you have a very deep-seated knowledge of who you are, what you want in life, what you need in life, whether you realize it or not, okay? And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a wonderful thing, okay? It means you're very discerning, okay? But it also means that you, like a couple of the other people earlier, have a very large Saturn finger. So people will be coming to Kelly. Kelly, can you do this? Kelly, what if? Kelly, I don't feel like doing this. Can you do this for me, right? But your saving grace is Venus. Venus is set so low on your hand that you, my dear, it's such a strength to have a low set Venus knuckle, okay? Because it just shows how strong you believe about yourself, and that oh my God, I just really, really want to tell you, don't give in. I don't know what's going on with you, Kelly. I don't know, but please understand, Mercury is really small on your hand. I'm getting a lot of messages now about you, which may sound a little strange coming from a palm reader, but I do get messages. And Mercury is very short on your hand, which means that people may have a tendency to try to bully you, okay? Because Mercury also stands for that, like, that spine that we have when we go to explain things and argue for our beliefs and for what we know to be truth, our personal truth, okay? Understand, the area of relationships is going to be really tricky for you, but the saving grace is that this knuckle is so low set on your hand, which means that your priorities and the way you look at things are completely different from people, but that does not make you, I want to say, any less of a person or any less valuable. If anything, it makes you even more important because you have a unique view that a lot of people aren't going to have. Don't let people dissuade you from your truth. I really feel I have to tell you that. You are growing into who you are meant to be. You are. I keep looking over at your palm if you're wondering what I'm doing. There is a lot more that could be read on your hand, and I could spend so much time on this area, which is called the Mount of Venus, which has to do with social interaction. And I don't know how old you are, Kelly, and I'm not even going to ask, okay? But I will say around the age People say I'm lovable, but I have trouble with relationships. Okay. I will say at around the age of, like, I'm going to say 40, 45, up to the age of maybe 55. People are going to know you for you. That is when your strength is just going to be awe-inspiring. And however old you are, if you're that age now and you're on the other side of the screen going, Rachel, what the heck are you talking about? You might have made an impression in somebody's life that you're completely unaware of. So if you are that age, I want you to think back, take 5 minutes and think back to what you were doing and just kind of figure out, wait, what was I doing then? Because that is the changing point for you. It's that time frame, okay? So, and you also have somebody from a past life that has the quality of Jupiter, which is very bombastic, ego-oriented. You know, you do it for me, to make me look better. So there is that type of person close to you in this life, whether it be a parent, family member, loved one, they are close to you, which might also be why you just have not, you feel a great trepidation standing up for you. Put in some extra hard work. Okay, well, keep those numbers in mind, all right? Around 45, 50. Okay? You take care of you. Never give up on yourself. Never do. It's going to be a little hard, but your truth is just as important as everybody else's. Okay? And like I told a few other people tonight, if you feel like you cannot express how you feel in a situation, and I also want to feel, if you feel worried in a situation, whether it be in a relationship, act upon that impulse, act upon that insight that you have in your gut, okay? Because it is the right thing to act upon. Kelly, you reach out to me, okay? You reach out to me if you want any further advice on this, okay? Please do. Please feel free to, okay? Because I'm getting a lot of messages about your hand. As I said, it was just like all of a sudden, like, woohoo! It's a little crazy there for a hot minute, as I say. Thank you, Kelly. All right. We have a few things on tomorrow, live with Spirit. We have at 8 p.m. UK time, so that would be 3 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time in the US. And who will that be with? Okay, that will be with Wendy Lindsay. Okay. Oh, and tomorrow it's the very last show of the studio. Oh, the studio is going to be no more after tomorrow night. And it is it starts at, you said, around 9:30, 10 your time? Between 9:30 and 10 UK time. And it goes for how long is it on? about 2 hours. And it's basically watching for orbs and things of that nature. But it will be the last time that the studio will be around. So please tune in for that. Please tune in for that. And thank you, everybody, for joining in. And as I said, probably not what you expected if it was your first time joining me here. That's my information at the bottom of the screen. And thank you, Richard, Mr. P, for having me and putting up with me. And thank you for letting me read your palms. It really, truly is an honor because it is quite an intense and private ordeal, isn't it? The way that I do it, at least. And I was like, what? Oh, I thought that we were done. Oh, wow. Wow. We have someone else? Wow. I thought he was telling me. No, we have another one? Come on, bring it. Bring it. 15 palms. I don't know about that. Okay, we're gonna do some quickies. All right, we got this. See, Richard, you. Oh. All right, so this is Chris. Oh, right. Oh, sorry about that. I thought we were done. I looked at the time and I thought that we'd gone over. I apologize, everybody. I'm losing it. In my old age, I'm losing it. All right, Chris. Oh, Chris. Do you know you're an empath? Right off the bat, you are 100% empath. Relationships mean so very much to you. Thanks for joining, Chris. So, one of the things that I find very interesting are your fingers. It's quite a little bit of a conundrum. There are the shortness of a fire finger, but they're also the width of an air finger. So what does air do to fire? It can either fan the flames, right? Make it even burn brighter, or it can blow it out. So when you are dealing with people, because the fingers are what we use, right? As I grab my pen to show you, right? That's what we shake hands with. That's what we grab things with. So our fingers are what we use in society. It's our first contact that we have with people, not necessarily our palm, right? So who you are is this really, really intense, watery palm. I know, right? Watery palm with this fire and air finger. I don't even know why I want to say earth. But what does water do to fire? You're an empath. All right. Perfect. Do you know, have you done your research on what type of empath you are? I highly suggest that you do that. It will help in your relationships. And I know I can give you, different books that I have read myself. I can give you different titles. You can get in contact with me. I don't refer people to anything that I haven't checked out myself. So there's that. But anyway, let's get back to this, right? So what does water do to fire? Puts it out, right? So you pick up on emotions all the time. You pick up and you probably have very, very vivid dreams. You probably go into a store and people will just start talking to you. If somebody sitting across from you is very happy and giddy and kind of giggly, you might start getting very giggly and bubbly yourself, right? It's because you are picking up on all of this energy. Well, if people are interacting with you with these fingers that are very air and fire, people are going to be standoffish. Okay? First off, they're going to see fire is considered a newer energy. All right? Across the board, a newer energy, meaning it's not a naive energy, but a newer energy. All right? So there is an uncertainty as to whether somebody would get burned or if they would get nourishment and warmth and find a home with that person. And then there's that air quality, right? Which is, okay, are they going to like make these flames hotter and burn me? Are they going to blow out the fire? Am I going to be left in the relationship by myself, right? There are all these different questions with your fingers. Now, the thing I find interesting, though, is the texture. You probably didn't expect that, right? It's the texture of your hand. It is so pliable, very pillow-like. It has a lot of give to it, okay? Which means, my friend, you are picking up on everything, all right? You are going to have to focus on your boundaries. They are going to start affecting your relationships. They really, really are. And I can see that by your relationship line, which is that top line that goes across the hand right here, okay? Now, it does originate up here for you in between Jupiter and Saturn, okay? Which means that there is a heavy influence, a paternal and maternal influence as to who you should be around, right? But you feel relationships so deeply that the older you get, you may decide to push people away instead of putting in that extra effort of trying to explain yourself. So true. Okay. All right. So now, thing is, there are some plus sides to the hand that you have. Really are. Okay. You, like one other person, and it's a blur. It's a blur. Your lifeline, which is this line right here, remember, that goes down, right? And your wisdom line, which is the middle line that goes across. They don't touch up here, do they? They don't pinch together like mine does. See how mine pinches together? They're separate. That means that you, my friend, are here to finish something you started in a previous life. So you need to focus. Focus, focus, focus. Okay? Focus on your personal beliefs. Focus on the intuition and that psychic gift that you have. I don't know. Are you clairaudient? Do you know what clairaudient is? Okay. And if not, please look up clairaudience, because I am getting like a little message that you might be clairaudient. I don't mean from Mr. P. I mean in the weirdnesses that makes Rachel Rachel. So please look it up. You will find direction within those gifts. Okay. And like I said, if you have any questions about maybe some books you want to look into, just reach out to me and I will refer you to some things to look up, okay? Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. Okay, one more. What I do? Oh, oh no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hmm. Dean, you said with a D as in David? Okay, Dean. All right. Ooh, lefty. All right. I am assuming this is your dominant hand, meaning the hand that you write with, so bravo for hanging in there. And I do mean that. So obviously, at least I'm hoping you know that you are a right-brained person and that you are taking advantage of that. Now, there is something I want you to do that I'm kind of being told by one of my guides to tell you, and they are coming in stronger and louder the more I'm doing this tonight. Wow, okay. You're very welcome, Dean. Now, I want you to look at a photo, get a magazine, look on your computer, whatever, find a plant, find a flower, find something, some static object, right? Meaning non-moving object, right? And I want you to either make a printout or in the magazine, turn the magazine upside down. And I want you to draw it with your left hand. I want you to draw it right side up. What will that be doing? That will be activating the other side of your mind. It's a little exercise, okay? Now, if you don't feel a little bit of a headache when you're doing that, then try doing it with your right hand the same way. Now, will you get a headache? Yes, you get a headache. But what it does is it creates a balance, because a lot of times left-handed people get so far into the art side and see things so far outside of the box that they have a difficult time playing with others that are stuck inside the box. And I get that feeling with you. So take it for what it's worth. Think of it as maybe something fun to try, but it is an actual mind exercise, okay? So let's look at your hands now, right? First off, another empath right away. But the most important area on your hand is the mount of Venus. This is Venus, the thumb. You can see how large and pronounced the thumb is. Also, the mound of Venus, which has nothing to do with love, but has to do with social interaction. Now, on you, when you first started out, interesting things are showing up at the beginning of your lifeline, right? Where it touches your wisdom line. Your wisdom line and your lifeline pinched together. You've been spirit drawing. Good. Try practicing the way I suggested as well, okay? Now, when up here at the very top where your two lines pinch together, you have some branches, which means that you came in here with this like I'm going to do it this time. Like your energy, like this right here, right, is an extension of your lifeline. But when it pinches together, that's actually where you were born. Okay? Anything that is behind that, going toward the knuckle, that's your soul line. That's kind of like that bridge line in between lives, the previous life into your current container. Okay? And you see those lines coming off right before you were born. That's you gearing up to be like, I am here. I am doing it this time. I am going to make this change. Change that you wanted to make, that you saw needed to be made in the world. You came into this world wanting to have an impact. You came into this world wanting, I almost want to say wanting to feed people. And I don't know what that means, but that's a word that's coming into my head, to feed people. Maybe with thought, maybe with ideology, philosophy. I don't know. But, and then as you see, when you're born, those branches go away, don't they? Because now you are cut off from that energy and you are in a container. Now, this is meant to be a quick reading. So, my advice to you, Dean, is that you have to figure out, and your spirit drawing and the little experiment exercises or whatever you want to call them that I gave you is actually going to help bring that out. Allow you to tap into what that little fire idea was, that drive that you had before you were cut off from source energy and literally put into a container, so that you no longer can touch it and sense it and remember it. Now, I also recommend that you surround yourself with people that aren't going to question why you do things. And I say that because of the lines that you have underneath Saturn. You have a lot of X symbols underneath Saturn, which means there's a little bit of conflict there, okay? And you also need to stop doubting your creativity. If I were to say anybody was here on a mission, it's you. Everything about this area, so no pressure, Dean, but this area of your hand, which deals with social interaction, is so pronounced and so prominent on your hand that you are here to make a difference on a grander scale, not just with friends and family, but we're talking like community, things like that. So see what happens when philosophy. Okay, all right. So you and I have a lot to talk about. Dean, please reach out to me. I actually have something that I would suggest that you would read or look up. Okay, it has a lot to do with, believe it or not, quantum theory. I know, and quantum mechanics. And I don't know if that interests you, but I'm being told to tell you that, even though what you just said is philosophy. But you have a mission. Okay. So I hope that helped, Dean. I hope that helped. You doubt it quite often. I know you do. You got to cut that out. You're here. Your energy is here in this life to finish what you started. That's how important you are. So thank you for letting me read your hand. Okay. All right. Giving you a look, Richard.
Yeah,
We're done? Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Starting to lose my voice, too. Excuse me. So, thank you, everybody. Please reach out to me if I asked, and if I didn't ask, please reach out to me anyway. And Jenna, thanks for joining. Thank you for joining, Jenna. And yeah, thanks for everybody. And I can't say it enough. It truly is an honor letting me read your palm. Thank you, Dean. Yes. And it does interest you. Okay, perfect. Thought so. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Please remember. Oh, Kelly. Good to see you. Good to see you, Chris. It was the first time. I told you guys I don't bite. Oh, I'm so happy you're pleased with it. Thank you. Thank you. Come back. I'm here fortnightly. And Kelly. Oh, thank you. Thank you for adding me on the Instagram. Thank you. And I often do things. Hi, Julie. I remember you. I remember your cat. And I remember the little doll. I remember the little toy. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, Lauren, thank you. Remember, everybody, become a patron of SPTV. Priscilla, when is the next date that I am back on, Richard? Priscilla's asking. I will be back on again the 16th for readings. But we're also doing a special, aren't we, on the 19th? Mumble, mumble, mumble. I don't know. No, I will be back for readings on the 16th, Priscilla, and I hope to see you back then. Yeah. But please feel free to reach out to me in the meantime. Sarah's reading was spot on. Perfect. Perfect. Good to know. Thank you for confirming that. Hi, Shelley. Aw. Night, night. Hey, Chris. Okay. Your private page. My private page. Please post that for me, Richard. It's on screen already. Okay. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on TikTok, of all places. I try to do a card a day, a little 60-second card of the day for everybody on TikTok, and which is fun. So yeah, it's always the little @ symbol, Rachel G. Palmistry. Yes, I do actually do private readings, and you can find me on my website or through my Facebook. Absolutely. I'm everywhere, Priscilla. I'm everywhere. So please, everybody, take care of yourselves. And thank you for joining in tonight. And remember, support SPTV. And I think I read something about not doing it through Patreon anymore. Is that right, Richard? That's ridiculous. Oh, that is ridiculous. Okay, everybody. Listen, no more Patreon for SPTV, okay? If you do have a subscription through Patreon, please cancel it. And not cancel it, but okay, only if you want to, but If you are going to start supporting SPTV, please look into doing it through PayPal. And Richard will have that information available on the website and just about everywhere you can imagine. And thank you, everybody. And remember how important you are. And I do mean that. You're here. No matter what trouble you're going through, the energy that is you, you exist. You exist. And energy, as a scientific fact, cannot be destroyed. You, as you, are here. You're here. And know that's just how much you're loved. And I love you and I appreciate you. Even Richard. Good night, everybody. Good night.